Salem, Eugene, Medford, Coos Bay, or Bend. But working folks our champions are sitting up on this dais. These are the people that are going to carry the message at all levels of government on behalf of working men and women. So, before we get started, there was the opportunity for you to buy a raffle ticket for ALS Challenge. Anybody out there have a raffle ticket from the ALS? We got some behind us. So, Sam Bigman, right down here, sponsored this challenge. And he's asked for a special elected person up here to pull the winning ticket. Our governor, Kate Brown. The winning ticket, a pink ticket, 278 121 121. That's 278 121. Somebody's pointing over that. Oh, we found somebody over in the Teamsters. Thank you to everybody who participated in that extremely worthy cause. And thank you, Sam Bigman, for bringing that to us. My name is Jeff Anderson. I'm Secretary Treasurer of United Food and Commercial Workers, but I'm also the President of the Northwest Oregon Labor Council. And we have a very good agenda here of some really great speakers. I'm going to turn it over to our Secretary Treasurer, Bob the Imperial Tackett.
Thanks, Jeff. So essentially I was going to say what Jeff has already said. These are the people we want representing us in Salem. So in November, make sure to tell your friends, family, co-workers, rank and file members, vote down the ballot. We have a presidential election. People turn out, but they don't always vote down the ballot. We need these people going back to Salem. So the first person, actually, next I want to introduce Everest Morrow. She's Vice President of the Northwest Oregon Labor Council. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce Tom Chamberlain, President of the Oregon AFL-CIO.
Good morning, sisters and brothers. How are you doing today? You know, every day of the week, 24 hours a day, workers get up and go to work. It doesn't matter if their workplace is 40,000 feet above the earth or a mile below it. They build our planes and our roads and our buildings. They take care of us when we're sick. They educate our kids. They serve us in our restaurants, clean our rooms in our hotels. My brothers and sisters, this is the American workers' movement. We have built a middle class that was the envy of the world. Was the envy of the world. Our middle class is being hollowed out. People struggle more today than they have in 25 years. But that's what this election is about. This election is about accountability. This election is about Measure 97 and making sure corporations pay their fair share. It's about creating jobs and building our infrastructure, getting our goods to market. It's also about electing candidates that are going to help us rebuild America with good paying jobs and health care for all. I can think of no other champion that has stood with us day in and day out, whether it's about fighting for fair trade agreements, whether about fair scheduling, whether it's about comprehensive health care reform, Jeff Merkley is the man we count on. And not only in Oregon, but across this country, Jeff Merkley stands united with working people. Brothers and sisters, give it up for Jeff Merkley.
Hey, thank you everybody. Happy Labor Day. You know, a big compliment to Governor Kate Brown, who as Secretary of State put forward the first automatic voter bill. It is the best element, so well done, Kate, well done, Gene Atkins, in implementing it. Oregon leadership. You know, across the nation, there's forces, dark forces, that are all about voter suppression. They don't believe in democracy. They want the powerful and the privileged to run our country. But what are the first three words of the Constitution? We the people. It's not we the privileged. It's not we the powerful. And we need the entire nation to adopt the voter strategy that Kate put forward and Gene implemented and the whole Oregon delegation got passed. Well done, Team Oregon. And I'll tell you something else that Oregon was first on, and that was to pass a law that created Labor Day. We did it first. Oregon, 1887. And it took 7 years later before Congress got around to saying, well, yes, we should have a national Labor Day. And Grover Cleveland said, this is about the dignity of labor and the honor of honest toil. And it is, in fact, about the foundation that a good job is better than any government program could ever be. A good living wage job. That's what we're fighting for. We want those jobs across our nation. And we did pretty well after World War II. We had 3 golden decades where workers participated in the wealth they were creating. But you know what happened in the last 4 decades? Virtually 100% of the new income has gone to the top 10% of Americans. That's 9 out of 10 Americans left out in the cold. That's not the America we want to see. That's not the America we're fighting for. So we have to change things around. And we change things around through elections. And that's why we have to elect Kate Brown as the next governor, the current governor and continuing governor of the state of Oregon. And Ellen Rosenbaum is Attorney General, and Tobias Reed. But let me tell you, there's one statewide position where the Republicans really want to control it, and that's the Secretary of State's office. And they're bringing in a lot of outside money to do that. And they know that redistricting is a key question on how the state will fare. And we've seen what's happened in Texas and North Carolina and other states around the country. So let's make sure that Brad Avakian wins this Secretary of State's race. Critical race. And nationally, we have a shot at retaking control of the Senate with a pro-worker majority, and we need that majority to back up President Hillary Clinton. The national minimum wage is only $7 and change. It should be twice that. We need to have the principle that if you work full-time in America, you don't live in poverty here in America. And we need national sick leave. We've done it here. Team Oregon came through again. Great job. We need to set that example and take it to the nation. And now we have a presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, who's saying yes to a public option in our health care choices. Let's win that public option. Let's make it happen. And let's make sure that we don't have trade agreements that undermine the success of American workers. We can't compete to have our workers with jobs making things if we're competing against people earning less than $1 an hour and no environmental rules. We know that already. Let's not dig this hole any deeper. Let me make it very clear. If we do not make things in America, we will not have a middle class in America. So let's make things here in the United States of America. So we have a lot of work to do. It's great to be out here celebrating Labor Day. Let's have a great picnic, but then let's go to work because we only have 2 months to Election Day. And let's make sure at the head of the ticket, Kate Brown's leading it. We're so privileged that she has stepped in and done such a great job. And now we've got to give her the time and action to lead our state in each of these initiatives. Kate Brown.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for everything that you do every single day to make Oregon a better place for all of our families. I'm sure you're all wondering why I'm running for governor. I got into public service because I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. And I went to law school because I wanted the tools to achieve justice and equality in this world. But my lessons post-law school were personal ones. I learned what it was like to be paid less, substantially less, than the male attorney in the office next door. I also learned what it was like to be in a relationship with a woman and being afraid of losing my job. No one in Oregon should face that level of fear and discrimination. So when I got a call to do something about it, to be an advocate at the Oregon legislature, I jumped at the opportunity. And I had the incredible opportunity to work with a coalition of advocates, folks from OEA and OSCA and FTE, AFT, and we worked together to pass a little bill that enabled parents to stay home with their sick children and not lose their jobs. And when Governor Barbara Roberts signed that bill into law, Oregon became one of the first states in the nation to have family medical leave. And I realized I could make a difference. I could make Oregon a better place for all of our families. So when I got a call from Shirley Gold to see if I was interested in serving in the legislature, I said yes, because I knew it was the best way to move our working families agenda forward. And that was the easy part. The appointment was the easy part. The harder part was I had to little battle in that Southeast Portland district for my House seat. And I won that race. I won that race by 7 votes. And I will tell you that 20 years later, I still have people come up to me in the street and they say, well, they now call me governor. Governor Brown, I was your 7th vote. I was the reason that you won. And you know what? Everyone who voted for me was the reason that I won. For me, it was a wake-up call that your vote is your voice and every single voice matters. Following that, I had the incredible opportunity to serve 17 years in the Oregon legislature and 6 years as your Secretary of State. And now in Oregon, everyone knows that the Secretary of State is the Lieutenant Governor. Because in February of last year, I got another call. I was being sworn in as your 38th governor. And I have been so proud of Oregon and so proud of my fellow Oregonians, despite incredible challenges over the last 18 months. Worst wildfire season last year, horrible tragedy at UCC, bizarre occupation at the Malheur Wildlife Refuge. I have been so proud because we've been able to keep Oregon moving forward. We passed paid sick leave, so families could stay home with their sick kids and not worry about how they pay their rent. We increased the minimum wage because we believe no one working full-time in this state should be living in poverty. And we passed 15 an hour. We'll get there, we'll get there. Somebody said 15 an hour, we'll get there. And we passed retirement security so families could save for their retirement. But there is still much more to be done, and that's why I need your help and support this November. We must open the doors of opportunity for every single Oregon family. That means passing paid family leave. That means making sure that kids can stay home with daycare is affordable and accessible. That means putting folks to work by investing in a transportation package so that workers can get to their jobs safely and that products can get to market effectively and efficiently. And that means passing ballot measure 97. We must sustain our investments in education and creating a seamless system of education from cradle to career to improve educational outcomes for all of our kids, because education is like an elevator. It enables us all to rise. So I need your help and your support to win in this November. We must work together to make sure that we maintain and expand our progressive majorities in the House and the Senate. Are you willing to roll up your sleeves and go to work with me? I can't hear you. Are you willing to roll up your sleeves and get to work and elect progressive majorities in the House and the Senate? Are you willing to work to make sure that we elect pro-labor candidates to statewide office? Thank you. Let's work together. Let's keep Oregon moving forward. Thank you.
And to make that work, we have to have a Secretary of State that implements Kate's biggest success, in my view, the auto registration, where like 85% of the state is registered to vote, I believe. 85%, is that right? My next speaker is the person who's going to get us 85% registered voters in Oregon. Jeannie Atkins, Secretary of State, Lieutenant Governor.
Put me on the spot for percentages. Come on. What I can tell you is that by this upcoming deadline to register to vote, our Oregon Motor Voter Program will have added 250,000 people to the rolls. That was the number I was prepared to do. I'm very pleased and privileged to be with you here today on this, what I consider a very all-American day. Not only are we celebrating working people of this country, but the organizations that they form to fight for their own rights and for everybody else's rights as well. But I'm here today not to tell you how to vote or who to vote for, but to make sure that you do vote. And to kick off the last 6 weeks of our very important electoral season, one that doesn't happen every 2 years, where we elect a new president of the United States. We're kicking off National Voter Registration Month. And in order to get the vote out, you gotta have the people registered. And that's my job for the next 6 weeks, is to let all of you know how you can do that. You need to be registered to vote. Your neighbors need to be registered to vote. Your family members, all of your union brothers and sisters. So how do you make sure that that happens in Oregon? It's very simple. OregonVotes.com. That's all people have to do to get on and get themselves registered. So who needs to do that? Many of you are already registered. Do it anyway. Make sure that your address is up to date. Check your registration. In Oregon, you need a mailing address where we can get you a ballot, but we will only get it to you if we've got the right address. So go ahead and check. And everyone in your circle of influence, which is great because you are folks who are organizers and who are and work collectively, need to get on OregonVotes.com and register to vote. The labor movement has been a very important civil rights movement for workers, but it's also been part of the great coalition that fought for us to have the right to vote. And I think you know how long it has taken and how hard the fight was to get many of us included in that right to vote. So in the spirit of solidarity that you come together on Labor Day, I want you to think about making sure that everyone you know and that you touch is registered to vote. My goal for the November election is for us to have more people voting than have ever voted before in the state of Oregon. We did that in the primary, and we're going to do it again in the general election. Do that work. Thank you.
85%. 85%. And when we push on to 90, to 100. But to make that happen, we have to get somebody elected that actually believes in voter registration. And our next speaker, I believe, will be the next Secretary of State, Brad Avakian.
Do you not just love Gene Atkins? Is there anybody more that you would want taking care of your election system than Gene Atkins? I love that. I have to tell you, it has been one of the greatest privileges of my life standing by Labor's side as your Labor Commissioner for the last almost 9 years now. And let me just tell you about a couple of the things that we have been able to do together in partnership with the great labor progressives that are sitting and standing in back of me now. One thing for sure, we have got wage theft on the run in Oregon. We've put more than $25 million back in the pockets of people that have been treated unfairly in our state. If you didn't know it, on the workforce training side, Oregon has got some of the best apprenticeship programs that you can find anywhere on earth. But we've known that in order to grow our economy and add jobs, we need people coming up the ranks into those great apprenticeship programs, and that meant the return of 21st century shop classes to our middle schools and high schools. To date, over 340 schools have got shop class back because of our terrific efforts. And now looking forward to the Secretary of State's office, it's time for us to take the next step and continue not building walls like Donald Trump wants to do, but breaking them down and getting more people involved in our democracy. Just like we did with shop class, let's bring back civics education to our middle schools and high schools with a required component of labor history. Let's make sure that immigrants have got great access to the ballot by having the ballots, the voters pamphlet, and other state forms in first languages for immigrants. And to grow our economy and add jobs even more, let's plug Oregon into this booming clean energy technology sector that we see around the world. Let's make Oregon a global leader in the fight against climate change and start promoting renewable energy in our state. And with all of that, the key to winning is to have labor leading the way. And it is such a privilege standing by your side every single time we take on a fight for working families. Everybody have a terrific Labor Day today, and thank you for everything that you do.
Brad Avakian. Our next speaker is somebody who has really shown a lot of talent. It is somebody that I consider a real strong friend, our Attorney General for re-election, Ellen Rosenblum.
Thank you so much. This is our day to celebrate you, the fabulous workers in Oregon and in America. Happy Labor Day. And thank you. I walked around to the picnics today and I was just so happy, and thank you for the great lollipop that I've been just enjoying all afternoon, thinking about all the people that are behind me and that I am behind in this movement and in the work that we do together. While I am technically the Chief Law Officer of Oregon, I consider myself to be the People's Attorney General. And that's because I see my job as looking out for our most vulnerable, for our families and children, for our seniors, for our students. And some of the work that I'm doing in that regard involves starting up a new elder abuse unit where we're finally going to crack down on the epidemic in this state. Last year there were over 30,000 complaints of elder abuse in Oregon. We don't stand for that, and we're going to help make sure that those perpetrators are taken to account at the criminal level for once and for all. We also are working on police profiling. We have a great task force, we have some bills, and we're going to make sure that they get passed so that the great work that the legislature did 2 years ago will now be fully implemented, and we will eliminate profiling in this state for once and for all. Student debt, which is really educational debt, because guess what? It's not owed by the students, it's owed by the adults, it's owed by seniors, it's owed by those who co-signed to help their kids get an education. But guess what? In a lot of cases, they're not getting an education. They're just getting an obligation of a lifetime, and we cannot stand for that any longer. And I'm committed to trying to find ways, along with the rest of you, to ensure that our students get an education and not a lifetime of debt. So please work with me. Consumer protection is really what the Attorney General is all about, along with helping our legislators, helping our governor to ensure that we have a state that we can all be proud of, and ultimately it's the workers and it's you folks whose rights, whose working conditions. I have three fabulous unions that I work with day in and day out at the Oregon Department of Justice. If it weren't for them, we couldn't do the great work that we do. So thank you to SEIU, thank you to AFSCME, thank you to our investigators union. We all work together. And you know what? We sometimes get sued, in case you didn't know that. And when we do get sued, guess who represents the state of Oregon? Guess who represents our labor commissioner in civil rights matters? Guess who represents our governor? We do. So you need to have an attorney general who really, really cares about the issues that we all care about and why we're here today. So thank you for your support, and let's get all these fabulous people elected so that we can continue to do this work together in partnership with you.
It's kind of nice being in a blue state where I just keep listing high-profile electeds, and it just doesn't end. We also have our Oregon State Treasurer and Mayor-elect of Portland, Ted Wheeler, a real good friend of the labor movement. Ted, come on up here.
Good afternoon, everybody. So there is a long line of very worthy elected officials and prospective candidates for public office standing behind me. I'm not running for anything, and I'm kind of happy about that, so I'm going to be short. I just want to say this. Thank you. When working people lead the agenda, things get done, like the passage of the Retirement Security Act. Once again, Oregon is in the lead. You did that. You ensured that the million people in this state that who do not have access to a retirement plan will. So thank you, have a great day, elect all of these people to public office. Thank you.
Now, for the record, we're going to stay here until we get to the democratically elected dog catcher of Multnomah County. Because I believe we can win and win and win and carry the whole state. Let's go down the list. Our next speaker, the Speaker of the House, Tina Kotek.
Hey everybody, happy Labor Day! I'm Tina Kotek. I represent North and Northeast Portland, and I'm the Speaker of the Oregon House. I know many of you have been coming to Labor Day picnics for a long time. I have been. Let me tell you a story of why these days are important. Last picnic, last year, I learned from talking to a bunch of steel workers that they were having trouble with their employer in Albany, who locked them out. And they were getting unemployment benefits, but those were going to run out unless we changed the law. We know we did. We changed the law in February to make sure they would continue to get unemployment benefits while they were locked out by their employer. Now they have a contract, they're still fighting hard. The reason I bring that up is no matter how great these folks are behind me, and you need to get them elected, the fight is real. The fight is real in the workplace, no matter where you are. And I want you to know that the folks up here, the folks in the Oregon House and the Oregon Senate, and the woman who wants to continue to be our governor will have our backs, will have your back in the workplace. Together this November, we need to get everybody reelected so we can continue to fight for working families, because the fight is real, the challenges are real, and we need to stand up for workers every single day. We will be with you. Stay with us. We will be with you, and we will all win if we work together to make this the best state in the union for working people. Thank you very much.
And now we move to the other side of the Capitol. We have our majority leader, Jenny Burdick, but she's not here, but we have her predecessor, majority leader, Diane Rosenbaum.
Well, hello everybody. What a great day, and happy Labor Day to all of my union sisters and brothers here. Happy Labor Day. I love you back, as President Obama always says. We not only had the first Labor Day in the country, we have the best Labor Day picnic in the country. Thank you, Bob Tackett and his whole team. Now, when I got up here on a day that I look forward to every year, but last year when I got up here and thanked each of you for the hard work that you did getting the Senate from a sweet 16 majority to an awesome 18 majority, I was thanking you for that, but also applauding you and your work for what we had done with that majority, because we didn't just rest on our laurels. We took that majority out and we ran with it. We gave paid sick days. You did that to the people of Oregon. We gave retirement security to the people of Oregon. We gave automatic voter registration at a time when other states are making it harder to vote. Oregon is making sure that every Oregonian can vote. And just recently, we raised the Oregon minimum wage, the first step of which just took effect in July. And that was the first time since 1989 that the Oregon legislature actually voted to raise the minimum wage. And we did that, and you did that. So that 18 has been truly awesome, and we need to hold on to it. On a sadder note, I wanted to mention, because he's not here with us today, that we lost one of our awesome 18 last month. And that was Senator Alan Bates, and known better to all of us as Doc Bates, somebody who always stood with working people on health care, on minimum wage, on all the things I've talked about. And I'd ask for just a brief moment of silence for our brother, Doc Bates. Thank you, Doc. We know you're still with us. We love you. We will always love you. And now, in terms of the Awesome 18, I want to call forward the other senators who are here with me today. And I think I'm doing this in order of seniority. So we have Senator Lori Manis Anderson, step forward. Senator Chip Shields, Senator Michael Dembro, and two House members who are soon-to-be senators. That would be my soon-to-be replacement, Representative Kathleen Taylor, and Representative Lou Frederick. There's a lot of work still ahead of us. We do need a fair work week. We need to pass Measure 97 so we can fund our schools, senior services, and health care. And we need paid family leave, as our Governor Kate Brown has told us, and we all know we need people to have those things. We will do those things. Like in the movie Finding Nemo, where Nemo's father says, "You think you can do these things, Nemo, but you can't." We think we can do these things, sisters and brothers, and we can. Thank you so much, and happy Labor Day.
Hey, there's a mic, so I'm going to say Happy Labor Day, brothers and sisters. I'm starting my own 34th year as a union member, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so proud to be here. I grabbed the mic because I want to say two things. First of all, when we were here last year, we promised to you that we would do two things in the legislative session. We would raise the minimum wage, and we would put more money into fighting wage theft. Did we do those things? Next year, we're going to get paid family leave. We're going to get pay equity. We're going to get a transportation package that has good labor provisions, good public health provisions in it. We are going to have fair scheduling for people in Oregon so people don't learn their schedules a day before and then they have to find childcare and do their other work. We are going to do the right thing for Oregon. So that was the first thing. So hold us to those promises. The second thing is we would not have been able to do what we have done so far if it weren't for a couple of great senators who are about to leave us. Chip Shields, representing North Portland, who has been such a stalwart for the public good. And then Diane Rosenbaum. I have not seen a greater champion in the legislature for labor than Diane Rosenbaum. Please join me in giving it up. Happy Labor Day, everyone.
Happy Labor Day, everyone. I'm Lori Monis-Anderson, and I'm in what you're called a targeted race. I represent East Multnomah County, and I want to be reelected because I believe in the values that labor has. Retirement security, raising the minimum wage, paid family sick leave. So please tell your friends to vote for me in East Multnomah County. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Chip Shields, and for over the last 10 years I've been honored to be able to serve in the Senate and the House representing the wonderfully progressive people of North and Northeast Portland. And it's been the honor of a lifetime to have the support of labor, and as a longtime member of AFT Local 7901, I just wanted to say thank you. This will be my last Labor Day picnic as an elected official. However, I am not going to stay out of the public interest fights, and one of the ways that I will continue public service is to try to build a movement to elevate the quality of fostering in this state, to make every Oregon foster home a true home of healing. And one of the ways that we can do that is to increase support and training for foster parents. And one of the ways that we can increase training and support for foster parents is to allow them to come together and bargain collectively. That's something we'll be working on. Lastly, I would like to encourage you to think about this, that you yourself should someday run for office. I never thought that I would, and I say to you this, we need to stop worrying about turning politicians into people who care about workers and start worrying about turning workers into politicians. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Taylor. I'm the state representative for House District 41, and welcome to my district. Thank you for coming out today. Beautiful day for a Labor Day picnic. And I am a candidate for Senate District 21, and that is Diane Rosenbaum's soon-to-be former seat. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Senator Rosenbaum and everything that she has done for us, including all of you. If it wasn't for Senator Rosenbaum, not only did she fight, I would say, the hardest for the minimum wage increase in the last legislative session, but remember when it was raised last time, that was due to the efforts of Senator Rosenbaum. She is a tireless advocate, and she's going to be deeply missed in the Senate. After 18 years of serving in a public office, she's decided to go and to explore other opportunities, and I am honored to have her endorsement. So I just want to take a moment to thank Senator Rosenbaum for everything that she's done. Thank you, and have a great day, and enjoy all the festivities.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lou Frederick. I'm running for State Senate District 22, and not to replace, but to be part of the legacy that Chip Shields has brought to that particular district. I want to thank you all for being here, but I want to say something very quickly because there are some of my labor friends and family here. AFTRA, IATSE, and IBEW have all struggled this year to deal with a contract with KGW Television. I've been pleased to be able to speak to those folks and help them as much as I possibly can. They need your help. They need your support. That's what we've been able to do with the labor, with labor in this city. We need to make sure that they have the support so that they continue to be a union shop. That's something that hasn't happened. We used to have 4 union shops in commercial television in this city. We now only have 1, in AFTRA, and I want to make sure that we continue that. This is the kind of thing that we need to have so that we are successful. Labor does that. Unions do that. They make the rest of the community successful because they bring quality people to work. And so that's what we need to continue to support. I want to thank you for being here for Labor Day because it's a great time to celebrate the union effort in this country, the union effort in the city of Portland. Thank you.
The Oregon Senate. And I think 2014 was pretty unique. We gained 2 seats in the Senate. We gained a House seat at a time when labor across the country rolled back. All across the 50 states, the red tide in 2014 elected more anti-worker politicians. And I should say that in Oregon, what we did was unique. We gained to 18. It's now time to push on to 20. It's now time to add those additional seats. I talked about the majority leader in the Senate, and you just heard from the majority leader previously. But now it's time to walk across the rest of the Capitol and go to another majority leader, Jennifer Williamson, who is kicking and really being successful in creating more Democrats, and we want more of them in the House this cycle. Jennifer Williamson.
Thank you, Jeff. Happy Labor Day, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic time. I'm Jennifer Williamson. I represent Northwest and Southwest Portland, and I am the child of a union nurse and a Teamster. So I love this picnic, and I look forward to it every year. So with your help, as Jeff said, we were able to pick up seats in the last election, and some in this nation call the Oregon House Democrats the most progressive caucus in the United States. And we did that because of you. And we could not have done that without the support of our brothers and sisters in labor. So I want to ask all of the current House members to come on up. Kathleen, you and Lou as well, you haven't left us yet. So come on up, I want to introduce you to the team. You all know Speaker Tina Kotek, Representative Margaret Doherty, Representative Susan McLean, who is in a tough race out in Hillsborough, Carla Peluso in a race in Gresham. Technically, we're all in races, so. Barbara Smith-Warner from Northeast Portland. Tobias Reed, who is a current House member and will be our next state treasurer. Kathleen Taylor, you met her as a Senate candidate, but she is in fact still ours. Ann Leininger from Lake Oswego. Lou Frederick, again, the Senate's trying to claim him. He'll leave us at the end of the year, but for now he's ours. Rob Nose, maybe the largest, loudest voice as a labor activist in our caucus. Representative Chris Gorsuch from Gresham, East County. Brad Witt from up near Scappoose. And Jeff Reardon from East County. This is the most progressive caucus in the United States. And because of these folks, I have to bring a cheat sheet to be able to go through all of the bills that we passed. Because the list is long. You've heard about all of them though. Paid sick leave, raising the minimum wage,
taking us closer to pay equity through closing some loopholes, ban the box, retirement security, and I want to call out Tobias Reed for being the champion on that bill and getting that bill passed. Free community college for Oregon graduates, and more funding for career and technical education. I could go on, the list is very long, but I wanted to make sure that you met our team and that you cheer them all on, because again, we're all candidates, and to make sure that you know that we may be the most progressive caucus in the nation, but what that does is it puts a target on our back. We cannot go back to the time when we had no paid sick leave. No paid sick leave. Raising the minimum wage. We can't let them roll that back. And because of those things, we have a target on our back, each and every one of us. So this is the best team in the world, I think, and we are lucky to have them, and you are the reason that we are here. So thank you, House members. And so now I want to bring up the people that we would like to join our team, and that we're working very hard to get to join our team. So can the candidates come on up? I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves so you all can get to know them a little bit. Tell us where you're running and a little bit about yourself. And I will take the mic at 30 seconds.
I'll make it short. My name is Charles Gallia. I'm running for the House District for the heart of Clackamas County. I'm running to unseat one of the most anti-labor representatives that's in the House now. And I need your support, but I'm doing it for you, not just for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sherry Malmstrom. I'm running for state representative in House District 27. I'm lucky enough to be running a post now in the general election. I am a union nurse of 35 years. I have walked picket lines, I've done bargaining things, I know the value of labor, and I want to bring that to my House district and bring those values forward. And I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day in solidarity.
My name is Karen Cower. I'm a current Milwaukee City Councilor, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be running for Representative Taylor's seat and for her support. She's been a fabulous advocate for our district, and I hope to fill her shoes. Thank you for your endorsements and your support as well, and happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, brothers and sisters. My name is Ray Lister. I am a candidate for the House District 26. I am a union organizer for IBEW Local 48, and I know that union busting is $1 billion a year business. It wouldn't be so profitable if they weren't afraid of us. Show up, help me get there. Solidarity.
Hi everybody, I'm Sharon Freeman and I'm running for state representative in District 25, which is right down the road. I am a former Teamster, but I say a former Teamster is always a Teamster. And thank God for all you people. You do awesome work for us. I need your support. I live in one of the most conservative districts. Obama and Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley never had a prayer in our district. So I really need your help. And thank God AFSCME and SEIU and Teamsters and several other ones have come to my endorsement aid. I just want to say thank you, and you guys are awesome. And I'm going to fight hard to not let anybody dismantle one union or take back one promise that you've had. Sorry. Thanks a lot.
Hi, my name is Tom Kane. I'm running for House District 18. I'm a 21-year teacher. I'm a member of Portland Association's Executive Board. Last year, we started collecting signatures for Measure 97 right here. Since then, I collected 650 signatures, and we are gonna win this fight and change the direction of our country. We're gonna invest in our state, bring jobs to our state, reduce class sizes. We are gonna keep seniors in their homes and Meals on Wheels, and we're gonna do it by passing Measure 97, and that's gonna take all of us. So I'm bringing a progressive message to a seat that's been Republican for a long time. I'm gonna win it. We're in Molalla, Silverton, and Aurora and Hubbard. If you're out there, I need your help. Tom Kane from statehouse.com. Please volunteer. Thanks.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Tana Sanchez. I'm running for House District 43, and I am very happy to be unopposed right at this moment. So thank you for that. I thank you for people for your support. Yes, out there. 43, we got it. I'm very happy to be sort of stepping into Lou Frederick's shoes and becoming a voice for community and for individual people who on the ground. I've been a social worker my whole life, and I think that's a really, really important thing. I'm actually hoping to take that message of foster kiddos forward into the legislature and really do some good work for kiddos who need safe and helpful homes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Meek, and thank you for a happy Labor Day to everybody. And thank you so much for all the labor endorsements I've received, SEIU, AFSCME. I'm working hard out in Clackamas County in House District 40, which is Oregon City and Gladstone, to bring good jobs and good family wages to the area. I'm working hard to represent our community, and my name is Mark W. Meek. Work is my middle name, and I'm working hard for Oregon. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Paul Southwick. I'm a civil rights lawyer, and I am taking on Republican Julie Parrish out at Tualatin and West Lynn. So, thank you. I think this year is going to be the year, and I appreciate your support.
Thanks, and our candidate, Janelle Bynum, out in East County, Happy Valley, had to leave earlier, and so she's not here right now to introduce herself, but that's going to be one of our most difficult races, and we're going to need your help out there. And I see Ken Moore.
I'm Ken Moore. I'm running for House District 24 in Yamhill and Washington counties. I've got good news. This is the new swing seat. So you asked me, Ken, so how are you going to swing? I'll tell you how I'm going to swing. I'm going to swing pro-education. I'm going to swing pro-transportation. I'm going to swing pro-affordable housing and pro-working families. Ken Moore in House District 24, Yamhill, Washington County. Thank you for your union support.
Excellent. Without your help, we can't get any of these people elected, and I want them on our team. So we need all of your help knocking on doors, making phone calls, reaching out to your friends and family, and let's get these folks elected because they are all amazing, and we want them on our team in the most progressive caucus in the U.S. Thank you.
So I was reading about this right-wing, radical right-wing group called the Freedom Foundation. You never know, they might be videotaping us right now. They came out with a position that they don't believe in Labor Day. They make their workers work on Labor Day. Oregon being the first to put in a Labor Day should be the first to defend a Labor Day. And we should be rejecting the radical right-wing extremism and anti-tax, anti-family, anti-human rights, radical right-wing organizations like Freedom Foundation. I want to pivot. I want to cross over the Columbia River. We have a lot of influence in the Portland Metro, Clark County area. We have a candidate with us today running for U.S. Congress in the Congressional 3rd District, who I think if we have members, and many of our organizations do, just like Freedom Foundation came from Washington as attack in Oregon, it's time for us to go into Southwest Washington and help Jim Moeller get elected to the U.S. Congress. Jim, come on up.
So who's here from Southwest Washington? Yeah, exactly, there, back there. Happy Labor Day, everyone, by the way. My name is Jim Moeller. I am currently the state representative for the 49th District in the Americas, Vancouver, in across the river. I've been 14 years in the House, 2 terms on City Council, 22 years total. And it was just a fluke that I got in. So I want to say that this is the one flippable seat that we have in the state of Washington. This is it. From Jamie Herrera Butler to me. From red to blue. We have to do this, and I don't know of any other way to do this other than to say, I need your support, and I need for you to go to my website at www.jimmuller.org and donate online. I know that times are tough, but I need your support, and I think that we can do this. We can make it from red to blue. Additionally, you can call me on my cell phone. Personal cell is 360-904-3377. That's 360-904-3377. I think that we have a chance and we can flip this seat from red to blue. Thank you very much.
I'm breaking it. So about 20 years ago, I was putting up highway signs in rural Polk County to support a Senate candidate, because it seems like I've been doing this for a long time. But somebody else was there with me helping to put up those signs, and who knew? He would become a state representative in Beaverton. Who knew? He's now our candidate and will be the next Oregon State Treasurer, Tobias Reed.
How was that 20 years ago? It feels like it was yesterday. Thanks, Jeff. I'm Tobias Reed. I'm running for state treasurer because I think we're not doing enough to think and act for the long run. I want to make sure that we're managing our assets and our investments for the long run with our values in mind, making sure that we are putting the resources in place to give everyone a chance to live up to their full potential, to save for education and for retirement, to make sure that we are building the infrastructure that the Oregon economy needs to continue growing. I'm very proud to be part of this great team. You've heard from some wonderful candidates I've been privileged to work with, and now you're going to hear from some more. And I'm very much looking forward to the work that's ahead over the rest of the campaign and long beyond. Thanks very much.
Next up in the blue walk around, Metro Councilor Chair Tom Hughes.
Okay, so it's a little odd because I'm not running for anything, and so I'll be pretty brief. My purpose here today is twofold. First of all, to wish you all a happy Labor Day. Second of all, to thank you for the work and the support that you have given Metro and the folks who have worked with us, along with several of the folks behind me representing the county and Multnomah County and City of Portland. I think that by early next year, we will start construction on the 600-bed hotel across the street from the convention center and bring about 3,000 construction jobs to the Portland metropolitan area. And that wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had the support of the people behind me on the Portland City Council and Multnomah County Commission. It wouldn't have happened without the support of many of the labor leaders around the region. And so I'm really excited about that. The second purpose in talking to you today is to unite with some of the other folks who've already spoken to you. Your vote is key to winning this election. Your vote is key to electing Hillary Clinton President of the United States, Kate Brown Governor in the state of Oregon, all of our statewide offices, giving us a Democratic majority in the Senate, a Democratic majority in the House. But you have to vote the whole ballot. And I happen to represent a ballot measure that's way down at the bottom. Metro Initiative 26178. It's even hard to remember because they told me there wouldn't be any math. And here it is, 26178. We own, you own, and we manage for you 17,000 acres of open space, headwaters, water quality facilities, habitat, and other things around the Portland metropolitan area. And 3 years ago, we got a levy to help maintain and restore that to prime condition. We have been working on doing that for the last 3 years. We're not going to pass on the opportunity of a presidential election turnout to try to renew that levy. And so we've got that levy on the ballot. You need to go all the way to the bottom and vote yes on 26178. And then I'll come again next year and thank you for doing that too. Thank you very, very much.
Tom makes a really good point that we really need to make sure all our members vote down the ballot. We cannot create the tails that get people elected in different races unless we make sure we vote all the way down. Don't vote just the top line. So that's very important. Our next speaker is somebody who's working well on Fair Work Week, Portland Commissioner Steve Novick.
Thank you, Jeff. It's always a joy and an honor to be here as a proud member of the family of labor. Some of you know that my brother was a union organizer. My father was a union organizer. I'm married to Rachel Novick, proud member of AFSCME Local 88. I was proud to be part of a council which, led by Commissioner Amanda Fritz, guaranteed paid sick leave for all Portland workers. And I am running for re-election because I agree with Senator Michael Dembrow that workers should have fair and predictable schedules. It's an outrage that so many workers don't know until the last minute when their next shift is, giving them no time to arrange for childcare or otherwise organize their lives. The city right now is under a preemption prohibiting us from doing anything about that until July of 2017. Now, hopefully, between then and now, Senator Dembrow and Speaker Kotek and other champions will get statewide protections against abusive scheduling. But if by some freakish chance that doesn't happen, I want to be there ready to enact fair scheduling law for Portland workers in July of 2017. Thank you very much.
All right, our next speaker, also from Portland City Commission, Amanda Fritz.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Labor Day. I have been 30 years a member of the Oregon Nurses Association. I'm still a dues-paying member, and I'm so proud to be here today on another glorious union picnic. President Hughes mentioned about all the way down the ballot and 26-128. I want to tell you about 178. I want to tell you about 26179 and 26. I can't remember the numbers anymore. It's very distracting with the lady talking over there. There are two ballot measures for the Portland City residents. One of them is to provide desperately needed affordable housing. It would cost $75 for the average homeowner, and we really, really, really need more affordable housing. The second ballot measure is to say yes on a 3% tax on recreational marijuana sales. As a registered nurse, I was a strong supporter of medical marijuana, and I still am, and now we have recreational marijuana. And the tax in Oregon right now is 25%. It will go down to 17% on January 1st, and we have the option of putting a 3% local tax on the ballot. So if you say yes, the money will, the tax will still go down from 25% to 20%, and it will raise about $3 million a year, which we will use to pay for desperately needed public services. And just to give you a little bit more information, the tax in Colorado is currently 27%, and the tax in Washington is 35%. So if you vote yes on my ballot measure, then we'll have a 20% tax, and it'll still be the best, the cheapest, and I'm told the best weed in the country. So please, I'm sorry I've messed up the speech. I'm just so overwhelmed with being amongst my union brothers and sisters. Vote yes on all the good ballot measures. Thank you.
All right, so we have another speaker. It's from, and this person is from Multnomah County Commissioner Loretta Smith.
Good afternoon. You guys are dead. Good afternoon. My name's Loretta Smith, and I'm your Multnomah County Commissioner, and I am not on the ballot today. But I do want to say Happy Labor Day to all my brothers and sisters in labor. You all voted for a first-time candidate in 2010, and then I got reelected in 2014. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you for all your support. I ran on trying to protect our seniors, helping to create jobs, and building an infrastructure for our youth. And I made good on those promises because I had a great board. And I want to bring Commissioner McKeel up here. She is my third vote and my big support. We were able, over 4 years, to go from 25 jobs for our young people to 500 jobs, summer jobs at Multnomah County for our young people. And in case you didn't know, we have a labor shortage as it relates to our youth. There are 30,000 young people right here in this region who are not in school and who don't have a job between the ages of 16 to 24, and that's not acceptable. With Diane's help and the rest of the county commission, we have some really, really great folks who made this happen, and it's in permanent budget, and we're going to continue to raise our young people, make sure they have jobs, and that they can do the things that they want to do in the future. And thank you, Diane. You're going to be leaving us in December, and I'll be really, really sad. And she's put 8 years on the commission, and I just want to say, give her a big hand because she's been huge.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Diane McKeel, Multnomah County Commissioner, representing East Multnomah County. And I am not running for anything because I can't run for anything. We have term limits at Multnomah County, and I am finishing my 8th year. But I just want to say it has just been such a privilege to work with all of you. I thank you for your support over these 8 years. I will continue to work on the focuses that we have worked in my office, and those are our veterans and our military. Victims of human trafficking, and good family wage jobs, particularly in East Multnomah County, where 65,000 people east of 82nd Street live in poverty. We need jobs, good family wage jobs. So, and remember, your vote is your voice. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you go back to 2012, there was a radical group called the Clackamas Transformation Project. They seized or attempted to seize control of the Clackamas County Commission. They ran candidates for local offices in Lake Oswego, Wilsonville, wherever they could. And they had a Tea Party agenda. And fortunately, to the Clackamas Transformation Project, we coined a group called the Clackamas Reaffirmation Project. And that's taken back from these anti-government officials that were elected. We have somebody here that's running for the chair of the Clackamas County Commission, and that I believe will be the next chair, Jim Bernard.
Hi, I'm Clackamas County Commissioner Jim Bernard, and I'm running for chair. And you'll notice that Tom never mentioned Clackamas County, but we're part of Metro. Why is that, Tom? It had nothing to do with the hotel. Ken Humbertson, come on up. Ken and I are running. I'm running against John Ludlow. He's running against Tootie Smith. Cheers.
He stole my line again.
Anyway, we have an opportunity to take Clackamas County back, and you may not think that Clackamas County means anything to you, but if you look over there and you see that big bright mountain, that's Clackamas County. We represent almost 400,000 people, and we have a man who would like to build a wall and have non-union workers build it. And have you pay for it. So vote down the ballot and make sure you vote Jim Bernard for Clackamas County Chair and Ken Humbertson to take Tootie and John out and bring Clackamas County back to the table.
Like Jim said, my name is Ken Humbertson, running for Clackamas County Commissioner, position number 4, remember that on the ballot, against Tootie Smith, the poster child of Tea Partyism. The only thing I really want to say today is that a year ago I stood here as a very new candidate, as a very new guy, and I asked for your support. And guess what? You stepped up. And I want to start with saying thank you to Operating Engineers Local 701. They were the first ones to step up and give me a chance. And I want to say thank you to the Teamsters Council 37 and Northwest Labor Council and the Pacific and Columbia Building Trades Council and the Teamsters, all of whom stepped up and have supported this campaign. And then a very, very special shout out to UFCW 555, who's been there 200%. Remember the name Ken Humbertson, Clackamas County Commissioner, position number 4. Thank you.
So in District 4 in Multnomah County, we have another County Commission candidate race, and this is somebody from inside the House of Labor, Amanda Schroeder.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. How are you? Come on now. Let's hear it. You got big voices. I've heard them on picket lines. I've heard them at bargaining tables. Anyway, as Jeff said, I am from the House of Labor. I actually grew up in the House of Labor. I am third generation union in this great state of Oregon. I sit on the Human Rights Committee for my international union, AFGE. And I sit for AFGE on the State Federation AFL-CIO Executive Board. I am labor through and through. I have your interests. I've been on the picket line with several of you, several times over the last decade, and actually over my entire life. And I want you to know that the values that I've been raised with, progressive labor values, taking into consideration how every decision I make will affect the workers and their families in East Multnomah County, is something that I am committed to do, and I invite you all to hold me to it, hold me accountable, and make sure I do it when I win this election. I want to thank UFCW, Teamsters, IATSE, AFSCME, SEIU, the Carpenters, oh my gosh, I've got a very long list. The Communication Workers of America, ATU 757, the people who drove you here today,
I want to thank the professional workers of PCC. I want to thank the Northwest Oregon Labor Council. I want to thank every single one of you for every single thing you do every day to keep our great state working. So please remember, on November 8th, vote for Amanda Schrader, rhymes with potato, but it looks like Schroeder, and I blame my in-laws. Thank you so much. Happy Labor Day.
Since Multnomah County has a runoff system, the top two went to the general election. We also have for the same election, Lori Stegman.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Oregon Labor. Without you, things just wouldn't work. I'm so proud of the Oregon Labor Force. I'm Lori Stegman. I'm running for Multnomah County Commission, District 4, and I want to thank the great progressive support that I've received, Commissioner Amanda Fritz, as well as Commissioner Loretta Smith, and outgoing Commissioner Diane McKeel. I have some really big shoes to fill, and I look forward to doing that with your help. The reason I'm running is because I'm a woman, I'm a minority, and I'm an immigrant. And I had the opportunity to have a home, food, and shelter, and a loving family, and a quality education. And I think everybody deserves those same opportunities. And with your help, I want to go give everybody in East County those same opportunities. So I ask for your support, Lori Stegman for Multnomah County Commission, District 4 for East County.
Continuing on a theme in District 1 Multnomah County Commission, the first of two candidates, Sharon Meineron.
Good afternoon. Thank you for sticking around and being here. My name's Sharon Myron. I'm running for Multnomah County Commission District 1. This is all of the west side, and we're in the district now. It's inner southeast. So I am an ER doctor. I work at Kaiser, an awesome union hospital. Woo! And I am running because of what I see every day working in the emergency department. So I take care of people who are injured on the job because of unsafe working conditions. I take care of families, kids who come in at midnight brought by their parents because they can't get off work during the day, during business hours. I take care and see people who simply don't have any other form of insurance or access to health care and are one injury or one illness away from losing their home. And so I see it all on the front line, and that is why I am running. I see how our policy impacts real people. And so as county commissioner, I will fight for safe workplaces and training so that people can be safe in their jobs. I will fight so that everyone has meaningful access to health care, so they don't have to come see me in the emergency department. And so I will fight for you, and I will continue to take care of you if you do have to come see me in the ER, which I hope doesn't happen. So thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for being here, and have a great rest.
Also ready for District 1 Multnomah County Commission, Eric Zimmerman.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. I know it's been long. Like you said, my name is Eric Zimmerman, and I'm running because I know exactly how important a family wage job is in Multnomah County. I was a member of Local 88 AFSCME, and I'm so happy to have AFSCME as my first endorsement in this race. So thank you, brothers and sisters in Multnomah County's workforce, AFSCME. I think we have to have a serious conversation in Portland and in Multnomah County. We have to get our homeless sheltered. And it's time to stop the status quo of no progress. I'm running to shelter our homeless. We're going to pass the affordable housing bond. We're going to create more affordable units in this community so that those who are sheltered have a path towards transitional housing, a path towards stability, and a meaningful job to keep that home. At Multnomah County, we're going to build a new courthouse in downtown, and we're going to build a new health department in Old Town Chinatown, and we're going to build a new public safety facility in East County, and we're going to do it with local dollars to local workers and local unions, and we're going to drive the jobs and apprenticeships at Multnomah County, and I need your help. So welcome to District 1 in Multnomah County. Remember, my name is Eric Zimmerman, the union candidate in this race, and I need your help. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
So during my day job, I'm a labor official. But on weekends and nights and all times of the hour, I'm also the co-chair with Tom Lederman of the Teamsters of the Oregon Working Families Party. We're a little party that's trying to do something big, and we nominated a candidate for the U.S. Senate, which around the TPP, and we would like to introduce him and give you the opportunity to see who he is. His name is Shanti Llewellyn, a longshoreman and an attorney and a young family father of two. So Shanti, come on up.
Yeah, Shanti! Whoa! Yeah!
Hi everyone, happy Labor Day. Thank you Northwest Oregon Labor Council for allowing me to speak here. It's a real surprise and an honor to have this opportunity as a third-party candidate, and in the name of labor unity, I do want to respect absolutely the many people on this stage who have earned the Working Families Party nomination in the past. So please give them a hand. The reason I'm running is that I feel like, particularly in the general election and with the candidates on the slate with me, a lot of normal voices in Oregon are getting drowned out. I think, well, I know what that feels like. So I just want to hear from you guys. How many of you are opposed to the Trans-Pacific Partnership? I want to hear you. I think everyone needs to hear you. How many people want to see universal health care with a single payer? And how many people want to see affordable Head Start or Head Start for everybody? And how many people want to see kids coming out of college without ridiculous student loans? A lot of these things can only be resolved at the federal level. I think the state does as much as it can, but we're kind of hamstrung when our two most powerful people, our two senators, cancel each other out. We've got the most progressive Democratic senator on one side, Jeff Merkley. And on the other side, we got Ron Wyden, who endorsed, he sponsored the fast track for the TPP. And what that does is that gives us an opportunity. That gives us an opportunity to unite forces in Oregon, progressive forces that have been separated by the corporate backers of many of our candidates. And in this campaign that's awash in money, we need to hear from you. We need you to reach out to the people that you know in labor, the people you know that are concerned about the environment, the people that you know that are concerned for consumer safety when our labeling laws are under attack, so we don't know where our meat came from. We don't even know what country it came from. When our regulations having to do with the KXL are now being challenged with a $15 billion lawsuit thanks to NAFTA by TransCanada, which is going to get paid. You know, who's going to pay for that if we lose? That's coming out of the federal government's budget, right? Well, that's what the TPP is. It's that, and what follows is also several other trade agreements in the wings. So if you get a chance today, make your voices heard by going over to the Working Families Party table, register to vote with the Working Families Party, and come sign up to help out for my campaign, because it's not going to happen without a lot of people's help. I have no corporate backers. but that means I'm listening to you. I want to hear from you what you want to see, what's being left out in this debate, and I want also the Democratic Party to recognize that if you support the Trans-Pacific Partnership, if you try to tax our medical care, if you try to cut down our forests, but don't protect family wage jobs throughout this state, you're not in a safe seat. That's it. Thank you.
We want to take the time now to offer to any candidates that haven't been recognized to come up and tell us their names and the candidate or office they're running for if we have missed anybody. And wait a minute, my apology. We have Mr. Schoten here from Washington County, and I should have brought him up prior to that announcement.
No problem. I did get reelected this spring, represent the Beaverton Low area in the Washington County Board of Commissioners, and I do want to thank very much Labor for being a huge part of my coalition. I appreciate the Labor support very much. And I also want to make a special shout out for Jim Robinson and Ellen Ina, who have been great campaign managers of mine over the last couple of cycles. And you know them as real labor stalwarts, and I feel the same way they do, the importance of labor in our decision making. So thank you. I look forward to being your friend for the next 4 years yet. And I also look forward to seeing more revenues into Washington County with Measure 97 passing. It's very important that that passes. Thank you.
Again, I make my apologies to Dick, not addressing him. But anybody that is running for another office or any office that wants to come up and say a few words, announce who they are, no matter who they are. And we have somebody who would like to introduce a candidate.
Hi everyone, my name is Delinda Morgan, and I have been with the International Union of Operating Engineers for 33 years. My father is an operating engineer for 61 years, so we're a family of operators. And I want to introduce my friend Mark Callahan. He's running for United States Senator. He's a family man. He's against jobs being shipped off. He's a good person and a good friend. Mark Callahan.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Callahan. I am running against a 35-year career politician New Yorker named Ron Wyden. I stand here strong today against the TPP. The TPP is NAFTA on steroids. It will ship our jobs overseas. That is not what we need right now. We need American jobs first. That is what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand for freedom. I'm here with my daughters here today. This is a learning experience for them. We've been going around. We got some pretty good, we have some really good root beer floats down at I believe it was the Carpenters Union. We got a really good hamburger at the Laborers Union earlier today. But I've also been traveling around Oregon talking to people. I've been doing a lot of county fairs. And I make it a point to every county fair that I go over to the Democrat booth. And I'm very cordial to the Democrats. I figure we're all Oregonians here. We're all Americans here. And just from a general perspective, I'm an IT guy by trade. I've been doing computer work for about 16 years myself. I solve problems for a living. So just generally speaking, if we have a problem to solve, just generally speaking, there's multiple ways of solving that problem. There's the Democrat way, there's the Republican way, there's the Green Party way, there's the Working Family Party's way. There's multiple ways of solving a problem. What I think we actually spend too much time on is fighting each other on how to solve a problem, and a problem doesn't get solved. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going back there to Washington, D.C. to replace a 35-year career politician New Yorker that has not been solving problems. He voted for the Fast Track Authority that will enable the TPP, that will ship our jobs overseas. I've actually talked with some fellow union members here, or some union members, that are really upset against the opponent that I'm running against. And in fact, he wasn't even invited to speak today because he is in favor of the TPP. As I said, I stand strongly here today against the TPP because the TPP is NAFTA on steroids. We don't need a giant sucking sound going overseas with our jobs. We need America first, we need American jobs here, and we need American jobs now to build our economy up. We start building our economy up. It's going to allow for accessible and affordable health care. We start building our economy up with jobs here in America, in our state of Oregon. It's going to allow for our children to get a quality education. Ladies and gentlemen, I am for term limits. We need to end corporate bought politicians. We need to end corporate welfare. I am for a flat tax on all businesses to end the corporate welfare. Ladies and gentlemen, I suggest you check out opensecrets.org. Look at who's funding my opponent, and you'll see that he is a corporate bought politician. I am not corporate bought. I won my primary in May. A little story here. I won my primary in May for about $10,000 against 3 other well-funded people in my primary, and I got 124,000 votes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about activating the grassroots. That's what our country's about. I'm here to represent all of Oregonians, not just my party. I'm here to represent all of Oregonians because we are all Oregonians, we are all Americans here, and we need to take our country back and get to work. Thank you, and may God bless America.
All right. So next up, we got United Way President and CEO Keith Tomajan. He's coming here to talk to you. He helps fund the Labor's Community Service Agency. And right after Keith talks, we're going to have the scavenger hunt drawing for the bicycle that ILW Local 8 donated to us, our bicycles. So pay attention to what Keith has to say because this is really important. United Way is important to this area and to Labor's Community Services. Keith?
Thanks, folks. So today we're celebrating 75 years of formal partnership between United Way and Labor. That's 75 years of working arm in arm for schools that help all of our kids, for affordable and stable homes, and family wage jobs for everyone in this community. But the thing I just want to share with you today is the thing we are most proud of, and that's our local partnerships with Northwest Oregon Labor Council and, best of all, the Labor's Community Service Agency. That is one of our single biggest investments, and that organization is there when things are hard for your brothers and sisters, when there are layoffs or family emergencies. We have that partnership because Labor's Community Service Agency last year was there for over 300 families at their time of crisis with rent assistance, food and heat, keeping them in their homes, food on the table, helping their kids stay in school. They give job training and career opportunities. We are so proud of that partnership and that investment we make. And the other cool thing they're doing with us, through Team Labor, we're expanding opportunities for labor men and women to volunteer together. Projects that help those in need with housing, job skills, school mentors. That's a partnership that's growing and doubled last year. Every donation to United Way helps us support your Labor's Community Service Agency. We're proud to be a part of that. Thank you.
All right, so next up we have Aaron Byram, who's going to do the drawing for the scavenger hunt for the